the paper, and I'm very happy to see that people are interested in solving PYQs also. More than 500 people are solving daily our 50 questions PYQs, and there is a demand for 100 questions full length tests also. So in coming time, we'll definitely try to provide you 100 questions paper and one full length test based on real time. Okay. So thank you everyone for this massive response, and let's begin with today's paper. Today we are going to discuss prelims paper of 2012, and I hope सबने डाउनलोड किया होगा ये पेपर. मैंने ये जो नोट्स है ये भी आप लोगों के साथ शेयर किए हैं. 2012 के जो नोट्स है आपको, you should not read each and every word of these notes. You just have to go through it, read the highlighted part, okay, and save your time. Your time is so precious. Nothing is more important than now than your time and your efforts. So your effort should not be wasted. So let's begin with the first question. The question number one, which is one of the favorite theme.
Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Yes. Theme of UPSC. UPSC generally ask a question on PRIs and ULBs, Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies, and Panchayat local bodies and Panchayati Raj only. So this theme got repeated so many times. Even before 2010, UPSC has asked a question on this topic. So in the areas covered under the Panchayat Extension to the Scheduled Areas Act 1996, what is the role or power of the Gram Sabha? So Gram Sabha has the power to prevent alienation of land in the scheduled areas. अब हमें पता है फिफ्थ शेड्यूल एंड सिक्स शेड्यूल में ग्राम सभा को बहुत ज्यादा पावर दिए गए हैं. ओके. सो ग्राम सभा हैज द पावर टू प्रिवेंट एलिनेशन ऑफ लैंड इन द शेड्यूल एरियाज. ये स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. ग्राम सभा हैज द ओनरशिप ऑफ द माइनर फॉरेस्ट प्रोड्यूस. यस, इट इज आल्सो करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. अब हमने देखना है कि लास्ट स्टेटमेंट में अगर कुछ हमें देखने को मिलता है, कुछ एरर या फिर वो फाइंड आउट हमें करना है. और जिस तरीके से जैसे लास्ट दो डिस्कशन में भी मैंने बोला कि यूपीएससी जनरली गिव्स यू अ ट्रैप. ओके. And we do not read the statements carefully and we fail there. So in this third statement, see, recommendations of the Gram Sabha is required for granting prospective license or mining lease for any mineral in the scheduled areas. Now this word any is the trap here. Okay. So you must be knowing that in case of mineral, there are two types of mineral: minor minerals and major minerals, and now some critical minerals also there. So major and critical minerals, they are controlled by central government, and minor minerals are controlled by state government. And in case of scheduled areas, the Gram Sabha controls the mining of these minor minerals. Okay, so that's why the statement 3 becomes wrong, and you have to eliminate that statement. Here, the rule 2/3 is also applicable. Rule of maximum is also applicable. After deriving answer, you should cross check it. Okay, do not directly apply the rules. Okay, First, apply your knowledge. So the right answer is 1 and 2. And you should read more about SPESA and Panchayati Raj and urban local bodies. There may be one question on it. In the Parliament of India, the purpose of an adjournment motion. Adjournment motion ये बस लोकसभा में पास होता है. And Parliament chapter, yesterday also I told you, in polity, Parliament is very, very important chapter, and 2 to 3 questions comes directly from that chapter. Okay. So the adjournment motion is to allow a discussion on a definite matter of urgent public importance. To let opposition members collect information from the ministers, to allow a reduction of specific amount in demand for the grant. This is a cut motion. To postpone the proceedings to check the inappropriate or violent behavior on part of the some members. So I told you, in polity, the question should be solved purely based on your knowledge. Okay, there is no logic, nothing. You should not apply knowledge. You should not apply logics in questions of polity. You should revise it. So question number A is the option A is the correct option. Sir. Third, how does National Biodiversity Authority helps in protecting the Indian agriculture? In environment also, biodiversity protection is one of the important theme, and NBA. NBA checks the biopiracy and protects the indigenous and traditional generic resources. It is a positive statement. If you read about NBA, you will find out the details about it. Okay, this is a positive statement. Second, NBA directly monitors and supervises the scientific research and genetic modification of the crop plants. See, yesterday, while solving some questions, we read about Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, and this function is directly associated with Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, and it is a statutory body established under Environment Protection Act. It has that function of controlling genetic modifications. It supervises. NBA is an authority, and our authority that works at central level. It only gives guidelines and it only regulates. It never directly monitors. Okay, so two we have to eliminate, and if you eliminate two, option number two, we remain with one only, 1 and 3 only. In case of confusion, remember this alternative correct rule of maximum. The third statement has to be correct, but we have to check it. Application for intellectual property rights related to genetic or biological resources cannot be made without the approval of NBA. Now, because of this cannot, you may be confused, and you may think that I have to eliminate that statement, but we have to derive, we have to try to find out the meaning of that statement. Okay, so the NBA is a powerful body which functions at the central level, and IPR application has to be approved by them. Okay, this is a static knowledge. So this type of some exceptions also there. So we should not apply logics blindly. That's why I'm continuously focusing on it. First, try to solve your the questions by using your knowledge. And rule of maximum is applicable. Alternative correct is also applicable. The next question, question number 4, NGT. This question got repeated in 2018. Prelims 2018 में ये question पूछा गया था. The National Green Tribunal Act 2010 was enacted in consonance with which of the following provisions of Constitution of India? ठीक है? Right to healthy environment as a part of right to life under Article 21. This is directly applicable to National Green Tribunal. Then provisions of the grants for raising the level of administration in the scheduled areas for the welfare of scheduled tribes under Article 275. This is the statutory grants. Article 275 clause 1 is the statutory grants. This is associated with Finance Commission. Powers and functions of Gram Sabha as mentioned under Article 243A. This is associated with PRIs. Okay, so these two articles has nothing to do with National Green Tribunal, but the right to healthy environment is associated with it. So that's why option number 1 is the only answer, correct answer. This is again polity related question. If National Water Mission is properly and complete.
Sir, in the third question, what was this alternative correct that you've written on the PDF? I was going through it. I found.
Yes. So many times, no, there are some patterns that I have observed. Okay, this is purely based on observation. There is no logic, no science behind it, no thumb rule. Purely the observation. Whenever suppose there are three options like this. First is correct, then second incorrect, and third is correct. So these patterns got repeated in so many questions. So that's why I started observing this type of questions, and I found out that this is applicable to many questions. If first option is correct, second got is incorrect, third is correct. So alternative is correct. See, this is applicable for incorrect also. For example, first option is incorrect, the second is correct, third is incorrect. Just observe in upcoming papers till 2025, and then only apply it. Okay.
Okay, so
So
this
that
is
is
for three
थ्री
statements or
थ्री
four or
स्टेटमेंट क्वेश्चन, थ्री स्टेटमेंट, फोर स्टेटमेंट, कुछ भी होने दो. अगर पहला करेक्ट होता है तो उसके बाद का इमीडिएटली इनकरेक्ट होने का चांसेस ज्यादा होता है, ज्यादा
okay,
होता है, ये मैं बता रहा हूँ. ओके, ये
okay.
ऑब्जर्वेशन करने के बाद ही मतलब हमें अप्लाई करना है.
Any number of statements,
हाँ,
right?
एनी नंबर ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स. ओके,
Okay.
इट डजंट मैटर.
Thank you.
यस. So national green tribunal का देख लिया हमने. National water mission is properly and completely implemented. How will it impact the country? मतलब कुछ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट होने वाला है. ठीक है. क्वेश्चन से ही पता चल रहा है कि अगर अच्छे से इंप्लीमेंट कर दिया इसको, नेशनल वाटर मिशन, इफ वी इंप्लीमेंट इट कंप्लीटली एट ग्राउंड लेवल, सो व्हाट विल, हाउ इट विल impact will be positive. So part of the water needs of urban areas will be met through recycling. So recycling is a positive concept. Recycling of wastewater. Even in 2011 paper, we have seen the questions and options with respect to recycling of the wastewater that we have already discussed. So this is one of the favorite theme. Even UPSC has asked question in mains also. Okay, so recycling, eco-friendly practices, that are always correct. If it is mentioned in the option, that is always correct. So one is correct. The water requirement of coastal cities and with inadequate alternative sources of water will be met by adopting appropriate technologies that allow for the use of ocean water. ठीक है. यूज ऑफ ओशन वाटर, ये चांसेस, ये प्रोबेबिलिटी बता रहा है. ओके, सो ये भी अगर सपोज कंफ्यूजन है तो इसमें स्टार मार्क करके रखो. लेट्स सी फॉर द नेक्स्ट ऑप्शंस. ऑप्शन नंबर 3, all the rivers of the Himalayan origin will be linked to the rivers of the peninsular. Here all the river, it is an extreme statement. Even in 2014 or 15, river interlinkage program was proposed and it was started. So all the rivers become very, very absurd and very extreme statement. So we should eliminate this statement. So 3 on 3 on. We remain with these two options. One only, 1 and 2 only. So these two. And as I told you, if there are 4 options, so we should go with the rule of maximum. So there are chances that examiner will never make 3 statements incorrect out of the 4. So highly chances maximum statements are correct. So I will go with the 1 and 2 because there is nothing absurd or nothing inappropriate with this statement. The water requirement of the coastal cities with inadequate alternative sources of the water will be met by adopting appropriate technologies. तो उन्होंने एक पर्टिकुलर एक टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में भी नहीं बताया. Appropriate technologies कुछ भी हो सकती है that allow for the use of ocean water. So that is a positive concept, something new. And if you read the last statement, the expenses incurred by the farmers for digging borewells and for installing motors and pump sets to draw groundwater will be completely reimbursed by the government. Completely, again, is an extreme statement. And these type of statements are still getting repeated. Even in 2025, you could find these type of statements. So लॉजिक्स वगैरह जो होते हैं या फिर जिस तरीके के जो हम बात कर रहे हैं ना, वो कई लोग बोल रहे कि नहीं अब वो खत्म हो गया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, अभी भी वर्क करता है. यू हैव टू जस्ट फाइंड इट आउट प्रॉपरली. ओके. Next question about the polity. Consider the following provisions under the DPSPs as enshrined in the Constitution of India. Now you must have read that DPSPs are classified into 3 types: liberal, social, and Gandhian. So this question belonging to that. So securing for citizens of India a uniform civil code, it is a liberal concept. Organizing village panchayat, it is a Gandhian concept. Okay. Promoting cottage industry is a Gandhian concept, and securing for all the workers reasonable leisure and opportunities, it is a socialist concept. So 2 and 3 is the correct option. This is purely based on knowledge, and I have written 2 by 4 here. So this means that just observe such type of questions. Whenever 4 options are given, most of the time, okay, most of the time, 2 options are correct. That is why it is written as 2 by 4 most of the time. and you should observe it and then only apply it. Okay, observe the four options questions, and in various papers, not only in these papers, in upcoming papers also. So जैसे जैसे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते रहेंगे, मैं बोलता रहूंगा, आप कहीं ना कहीं वो उसको नोट करके रखना, एंड देन इन सम लाइक वी विल कंडक्ट अ रिवीजन सेशन आल्सो फॉर द लॉजिक्स एंड अप्लाइड रूल्स एक्सेट्रा. ओके, एक कॉमन एक सेशन कंडक्ट करेंगे हम उसके लिए. नेक्स्ट, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. यूनियन टेरिटरीज आर नॉट रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द राज्यसभा. फिर दिल्ली के मेंबर्स होते हैं ना, दिल्ली इज यूनियन टेरिटरी. एक ऑब्जर्वेशन हमारा होना चाहिए. ऑप्शन नंबर 1 यही से एलिमिनेट हो जाता है. ठीक है, 2 and 3 एंड नन बच जाता है यहाँ पे. सो वी शुड रीड द सेकंड. इट इज विद इन द परव्यू ऑफ चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर टू एडजुडिकेट द इलेक्शन डिस्प्यूट. अब ये भी कॉमन, मतलब बहुत बेसिक नॉलेज है. मतलब मुझे लगता है कि जो प्रीलिम्स की तैयारी करता है या यूपीएससी की तैयारी करता है उसको ये पता होना मैंडेटरी. हाई कोर्ट को पावर होता है वो इलेक्शन डिस्प्यूट्स के रिलेटेड. सो ऑप्शन नंबर 2 इज आल्सो एलिमिनेटेड. वी रिमेन विद द लास्ट ऑप्शन, नन. सो कभी कभी एग्जामिनेशन में ये सब पढ़ने का जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ता, बट हमें अभी क्यों पढ़ना जरूरी है? बिकॉज ऑफ ये स्टेटमेंट यूज करके आने वाले फ्यूचर में क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं. अकॉर्डिंग टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, द पार्लियामेंट कंसिस्ट ऑफ लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा ओनली. प्रेसिडेंट भी होता है उसमें. ओके, सो प्रेसिडेंट, लोकसभा एंड राज्यसभा मिला के पार्लियामेंट बोलते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट याद रखना है हमें. यूपीएससी हैज गिवन दैट स्टेटमेंट इनकरेक्ट मींस इन कमिंग फ्यूचर यूपीएससी विल डेफिनेटली आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन. इलेक्शन पिटीशन बोलते हैं उसको, हाई कोर्ट के लिए मतलब जो पावर दिया हुआ है. नाउ, विथ रेफरेंस टू कंज्यूमर्स राइट्स और प्रिविलेजेस अंडर द प्रोविजंस ऑफ द लॉ. अब वो उस टाइम पे सपोज न्यूज में होगा या नहीं होगा, या फिर अभी भी होगा, तो जैसे हमने बिल्कुल भी नहीं पता है इस क्वेश्चन के बारे में, हमें सपोज एक वर्ड भी नहीं पढ़ा हुआ है, फिर भी हम इसको कैसे सॉल्व कर सकते हैं कॉमन सेंस यूज करके. अगर आप स्टेटमेंट 2 पढ़ेंगे, व्हेन अ कंज्यूमर फाइल्स अ कंप्लेंट इन एनी कंज्यूमर फोरम, नो फी इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी पेड. ये एक्सट्रीम स्टेटमेंट नहीं लग रहा है आपको? कहीं पे भी जाओगे तो 4-10 रुपए आपको फी पे करनी पड़ती है, और अगर फ्री में अगर रखेंगे तो बस मतलब केसेस तो बढ़ते रहेंगे. उसके नॉमिनल फी चार्ज की जाती है. एंड इफ यू एलिमिनेट ऑप्शन 2, यू रिमेन विद द 1 and 3 एंड 1 ओनली, एंड वी हैव 1 hour रूल. अल्टरनेटिव वाला रूल ऑफ मैक्सिमम, वो अप्लाई कर सकते हो आप अगर आपको कुछ भी पता नहीं है, बट नॉट without reading the statements. So let's read the statements. Consumers are empowered to take samples of for food testing. Yes, consumers rights protection का एक्ट है, तो ऑब्वियसली कंज्यूमर्स आर एम्पावर्ड, उनके लिए ही बना हुआ है. थर्ड, इन केस ऑफ डेथ ऑफ अ कंज्यूमर, his or her legal heir can file, can means possibility, a complaint in consumer forum on his behalf. Yes, obviously, क्योंकि नेचुरल जस्टिस पे बिलीव करते हैं हम, तो कोई भी उसमें उसके जो एयर है वो फाइल कर सकते हैं केस. सो 1 and 3 इज करेक्ट, एंड ब्रॉड इंटरप्रिटेशन हमारा जरूरी था यहाँ पे. अब उसके बारे में एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन मैंने नोट्स में दी हुई है, नोट्स आपके साथ शेयर किए हुए हैं. टाइम निकाल के उसके उसको आपको पढ़ना है. ठीक है, स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी है, कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 2019 का एक्ट है. ठीक है, उसकी जो जो वैल्यूज को रिलेटेड जो भी चीज़ है वो आपको देखना है. कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट रिड्रेसल कमेटी, 3 level कमेटी होती है. ठीक है, नो अपील ऑफ सेटलमेंट डन थ्रू द मीडिएशन. जो 6 राइट्स एंड डेफिनेशन इस एक्ट में दिए हुए हैं. ठीक है, कंज्यूमर्स के, तो उसके बारे में आपको फास्ट फास्ट देख लेना है जरा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 9, regarding the office of Lok Sabha Speaker, consider the following statement. Again, in polity, speaker is a favorite theme. Speaker, deputy speaker, उनके rights, how they got appointed, how they got removed, or how they resign, what are the various powers of speaker. Even the question is asked in mains also. The speaker is one of the favorite theme. Even in 2018, question was asked about speaker. So he or she holds the office during pleasure of the president. नहीं, स्पीकर को रिमूव करने के लिए एक इफेक्टिव और मेजोरिटी होती है. वो आपको पता है कि किस तरीके से स्पीकर को रिमूव किया जाता है. कई बार मोशंस पास करते हैं. तो प्लेजर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट के रिलेटेड भी मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है कि कौन कौन से ऑफिसेस हैं विच आर अकॉर्डिंग टू प्लेजर ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट. सो गवर्नर्स, अटॉर्नी जनरल, सिविल सर्विस पर्सनल्स, Council of Ministers and Prime Minister hold the office during pleasure of President. Okay, बस इतने ही लोग हैं, इतने याद रखना बस. There are total these 5 types of bodies. Then he or she need not to be a member of House at the time of his or her election, but has to become a member of House within 6 months from the date of his election. ये minister का description दिया हुआ है. Okay, this is applicable for ministers. So this statement is also wrong. It's not applicable to speaker. If he or she intends to resign, the letter of his resignation has to be addressed to the deputy speaker. Yes, ये clearly mentioned in the Lakshmikant. So the statement 3 only is the correct. Which of the following are included in original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? Okay. A dispute between the government of India and one or more states. Yes, it comes under original jurisdiction. A dispute regarding elections to either house of the parliament or that of the legislature of the state. अभी हमने ऊपर देखा वो option. Similar option gets repeated. You know that High Court में होता है. Option 2 gets eliminated. If it gets eliminated, you remain with the 1 and 4 and 3 and 4. Now, one more observation that I'm going to share with you. There is a symmetry in pattern of these 4 types of option. For example, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, याद रखना, थोड़ा सा इलॉजिकल वियर्ड सा लगेगा, बट ये वर्क करता है. इसके लिए 25% तो नॉलेज हमें होना जरूरी है. मतलब एक ऑप्शन के बारे में तो पता होना जरूरी होता है हमें. सिमेट्री कैसे वर्क करता है? अगर ये 1, 2, 3, 4 ये 4 ऑप्शन दिए हुए हैं हमारे, ठीक है, जनरली आंसर कैसे आता है पता है? इन दोनों में से कोई एक होता है और इन दोनों में से कोई एक होता है आंसर. मतलब 1 and 2 का आपने ग्रुप बना लिया, 3 and 4 का आपने ग्रुप बना लिया. ऐसे क्वेश्चन आएंगे आगे, आप ऑब्जर्व करना एंड देखना. थोड़ा सा वियर्ड भी लगेगा और मतलब कुछ लोग मतलब बोलेंगे ये क्या कुछ भी बता रहा है, बट ये वर्क करता है. ठीक है, अल्टीमेटली हमें मार्क्स लाने हैं. ठीक है, हमें नेगेटिव मार्किंग को रोकना है, वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. बट आपके पास 25% नॉलेज, मतलब एटलीस्ट एक ऑप्शन तो पता होना चाहिए कि आपको करेक्ट है. ठीक है, तो हमें
Sir,
हम्म,
can you talk in English? Can you please explain this in
ओके.
English?
See, I have some observation with respect to such type of question. This is one of the type of question where there are 4 statements are given, and I found out that there is a symmetry in this type of question. Symmetry, how it is there. So if you marks this question as 1, 2, 3 for these 4 options, okay, I have found that there is always one option correct out of these 2 and one option correct out of these 2. Okay, this is purely based on observation. There is no science behind it, no thumb rule, no logic behind it. This is purely based on observation. This is how so many questions were framed. But to solve such type of question, you should have at least 25% of the knowledge. That means you should at least know one of the option out of these 4. For example, here suppose I don't know these 3, okay, but I know one is correct. Now if one is correct, this when this is also gone, and I know that about symmetry, out of these 2 one has to correct, means one is correct, 2 must be wrong. So here I can eliminate 2, so I remain with 1 and 4. और ये मेरे, and this is matching with our logic also, कि in this group 1 is correct, in this group 1 is correct, so 1 is correct and 4 is also correct. So dispute between 2 or more states. ठीक है, so observe it and then apply. This type of questions means it is, and one disclaimer, it may not apply to 10 out of 10 questions. There may be exceptions. Okay, so by solving more and more questions, you will be comfortable to apply this logic, and that is why we have to solve questions from 2011 to 2025, and you can comfortably solve any question by using this. Even in like for example, one question came on Brahmani and Baitarni, and I knew because of 2011 question paper I solved, I know that Brahmani and Baitarni and those rivers, they were originated Jharkhand and Odisha, and nothing to do with the Eastern Ghat. So I could solve this question. There were 4 rivers given, and Brahmani were written in this option number 1. So I was pretty much sure about this river. So I matched the pair with 3, and that option get correct. That question I got full mark. Okay, So with observation, you have to apply this logic. Consider the following kinds of organisms: bacteria, fungi, and flowering plants. Some species of which of the above kinds of organisms are employed as biopesticides. Employed means application. And application, whenever there is a question on application, just common sense lagana hai. Use your common sense. Bacteria, fungi, flowering plants, it can be used as a biopesticides. And there are examples. Okay, I have given those details in my notes. You can refer those notes. So all of the above is the right answer here. So application based question, most of the time all of the above. So yesterday I told you there are rare incidences where all of the above or neither is the answer. So all of the above is applicable only where the application type question is there. For example, application of drones, or application of biotechnology, or application of XYZ technology is there. So that most of the time all of the above is the correct in such type of questions. Next, biomass gasification is considered to be one of the sustainable solutions to the power crisis in India. In this context, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, coconut shells, groundnut shells, and rice husk can be used in biomass. Up now, biomass. Question number one, if you remember, bioasphalt. Bio means something organic and associated with ecosystem, ecology. Coconut shells, groundnut shells, and rice husk, they are like biomass and can be, possibilities also there. So it is a positive statement. They can be used. So one is correct. If one is correct, you should directly eliminate option number B. Okay, and star mark or red flag to the all of the above. Unless and until you are pretty much sure, you should never go for all of the above. Second, the combustible gases generated from biomass gasification consist of hydrogen and carbon dioxide only. Now, this only is restricting this combustible gases generated. So now, how you can be pretty much sure that only hydrogen and carbon dioxide is released by burning them? There is a methane also, or there can be other gases also that you cannot measure. So this is the extreme statement, restricted statement. An extreme restricted statement, negative statements are always wrong. So two gone. This remain with these two. Okay, now you have your in your mind this rule of maximum or alternative, but not without reading the option. So we should first read the option. The combustible gases generated from biomass gasification can be used for direct heat generation. Now see the like trap of examiner. He knows that students are in hurry. They will not read whole statement. So what will student do? They will read half statement. Yes, can be is here. So positive statement. So he modified or she modified the half part of the statement, but not in internal combustion. Again, restricted statement. Why biomass gasification, and those CNG is also used. Internal combustion engines are like used in boilers and engine and turbines and that there. So this is restricted statement. That's why it is negative and become wrong. So we should eliminate these three, and one is the right answer. So purely based on our common sense, we have solved this. Okay. So there are some incidences where rule of maximum alternative will not work, where your common sense will work. So you should read each and every statement carefully. Don't be hurry. Okay, हाफ स्टेटमेंट पढ़ के खुश नहीं होना है, हाँ ये मैंने पढ़ा हुआ है. So always read full statement, and always be alert whenever two statements are connected by using this but and whereas and because, etc, etc. Okay.
Sir, during sometimes in exam pressure, our common sense strikes and we see like in particularly in science question that हमारे आसपास ऐसा फिनोमिना नहीं होता और we have not seen it happening generally. तो सर इसमें कई बार ये अराइज हो जाता है कि इंटरनल कंबशन इंजन्स पे तो मे भी नहीं यूज होता हो. तो सर ऐसे जब डिलेमा अराइज हो तो हाउ शुड वी पिवट आवरसेल्व्स?
नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स है, मुझे लगता है वही है कि ओवर थिंकिंग नहीं करना है, एंड दैट इज बिकॉज वी डाउट आवर वी डोंट बिलीव आवर हंच. Okay, and that is why we are doing this practice. This will come with maximum practice.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So with practice you can solve any complicated question. Don't worry. Next, question number 13. What is the role of ultraviolet radiation in the water purification system? Yesterday also question on water purification, water processing. I told you the question came in mains also. Now question on water purification. You now you are pretty much convinced that how topics get repeated, and we try to read each and everything. Just solve PYQs. You will be very compatible while solving questions. So it inactivates UV radiation के बारे में ये question है. Water purification. So it inactivates or kill the harmful microorganisms in water. It remove all the undesirable odors from the water. Physical property में ultraviolet से कोई changes नहीं आते. So no changes. So and all is a extreme statement. It weakens the sedimentation of the solid particles, removes turbidity, and improves the clarity of water. Okay, here our rule of maximum or that doesn't work, but here common sense works. Ultraviolet radiation is there, rays are there, so they do not impact the physical properties like odor or turbidity or clarity. Okay, so what does it do? Ultraviolet just penetrates the pathogen's DNA and stops their reproduction. Okay, and that's why they gets inactivated. So only one statement is correct here. Try to develop this type of thinking. See, I know that in exam like situation it is not possible to think like this. That is why we are doing practice intensively. Okay, this is how we should train our mind कि अगर क्वेश्चन इस तरीके से आता है तो how to think. Okay, and now this one question has come. Now we know that 2012 question number 13 such type of statement given by UPSC. It means it can happen, and you should apply that in upcoming questions. Okay, so this is learning actually. So question number 14, graphene is frequently in news recently. What is its importance? Something positive must be there. Okay. Graphene, everybody knows about graphene. It is a two-dimensional material and has a good electrical conductivity. Good. ये पता है हमें. It is one of the thinnest but strongest material. ये भी हमें पता होता है. It is entirely made of silicon and has high optical transparency. अब क्या होता है ना? In hurry, we read this statement and we mark this also correct. But we know that examiner, he is very smart. He has just replaced silicon and carbon. Okay, so this is a fact and he has changed the facts. Always try to understand the habit of examiner. Examiner generally changes the facts. It is very easy to make a question difficult by changing the facts, themes and dates. Okay, so you can find out that there are modifications in numbers, modification in facts, data, theme, okay, and alteration also, not just modification, but like a का details b में डाल दिया, b का a में डाल दिया. So this is a common method of examiner to make any statement wrong. So here they have changed this fact by just replacing carbon with the silicon. So option number 3 gone. यहाँ पे चला जाता है ये. We remain with 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 4. It can be is a possibility, used as a conducting electrode required for touch screens, LCDs and organic. Yes, can be, and application based question. So can be means possibility है, future में कुछ भी हो सकता है. So statement number 4 is also correct, and that's why 1, 2 and 4 is correct. So मुझे लगता है कि अब ना मैंने रिवाइज किया हुआ है रिसेंटली ग्राफीन के बारे में. I know that you must have not read about graphene in detail, but still we are solving this question based on our common sense and presence of mind. All the questions have to be solved by using your common sense. Okay. Question number 15. Lead ingested or inhaled is a health hazard. After the addition of lead to petrol has been banned, what still are the sources of lead poisoning? Okay, lead poisoning. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 symmetry you can find. Smelting units and paints are the sources for the lead poisoning. 1 and 3. Okay. Hair oil and cosmetics, paints and pencils, they are not actually the sources of lead poisoning. So this pattern you should observe it. Here you should that pattern got repeated here. Stem cells, they are
Sir,
known as body's raw material.
sir, in 15th question, such type of questions generally it is said that you should go with all above the above since we don't have any concrete information or concrete evidence that it
But recently, see, I have observed that these all of the above questions are getting wrong, and that is why many answer keys you are getting number 117, 120, and actual examination, and as per the UPSC's official answer key, you are getting only 90, 95. This type of big differences because of this belief that someone has spread that you should mark all of the above. I will never support it. You should always use your common sense. So pens and pencils, for example, pens and pencils, people are generally using, and pencil, there is no lead is used. Different material can also be used. So this is pen and pencil become very generalized. If pen and pencil is a source of lead poisoning, then why we are using it? Why we are using hair oils and cosmetics? Smelting units and paints because they are source of pollution. ओके तो ये मतलब देखना थोड़ा सा ऑब्जर्व करना थोड़ा सा हमें एक दो क्वेश्चन सी we are missing the cutoff by 0.5 or 0.6 so many times. I have seen my friend who has missed the cutoff by 0.15 also. So we should not listen. Even you should not listen to me blindly. Okay, apply your common sense.
ओके सर जनरली
Okay.
क्या होता है ना इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस में अगर आगे और सोचो तो ओवरथिंक करके गलत भी हो जाते हैं इस टाइप के
Yeah. So that's why I'm only talking about this pattern. So this pattern will get repeated 2 by 4. Just
ओके
observe it. Okay.
ओके
Stem cell science and technology. Okay. So stem cells are known as body's raw material and regenerative medicine भी बोलते हैं इसको. So with reference to the stem cells, frequently in the news, the question came in the mains also. This got repeated. So you will get so many questions that will be repeated in mains. With reference to stem cells, frequently in the news, which of the following statements are correct? Stem cells can be derived from mammals only. Restricted statement. Only because of this only it become a restricted statement. How it is possible? Ki stem cells are derived from mammals only. Stem cell can be derived from other species also. Stem cells can be used for screening new drugs. Now this is not restricted statement. This is open statement and possibilities given. So this become correct. If 2 is correct, you should eliminate this. Okay, 3. 1 is wrong. Then this is gone. This is gone. Stem cells can be used for medical therapies, and that is why it is known as regenerative medicine. So 2 and 3 is correct. And you should read more about this stem cell. It is important for mains. Okay, so I have given all the details about stem cells in my notes. Okay, and then we already shared with you. Okay, here I have written some highlights. Stem cells, डॉटर सेल्स भी बोलते हैं, डिफरेंट फंक्शंस होते हैं उनमें. स्टेम सेल्स थेरेपी बोलते हैं. Doctor who use stem cells needs to take permission from government, and there are different types of stem cells: embryonic, adult, and pluripotent stem cells. Okay, unipotent, bipotent, etc. Question number 17. Consider the following statements. Chlorofluorocarbon. You have read about chlorofluorocarbon in 2011. Ozone hole. एक क्वेश्चन आया था. Antarctic ozone hole and chlorofluorocarbon got repeated in immediately next year, 2012. Chlorofluorocarbon known as a ozone depleting substance. This theme was also asked in 2011. In the production of plastic foams, in the production of tubeless tires. Now tubeless tires में nitrogen use होता है. In the cleansing certain electronic components, certain means some. Now we have already seen yesterday when there is a some or certain in the option, it is always correct. As a pressurizing agent in aerosol cans. So right answer is this 1, 3 and 4. But in exam like situation, it may happen that you will mark this. Okay, that is why I think I have also marked this here in exam like situation, but you have to be very alert. And what was the source of this question? The source is 2011 question on ozone hole depletion. So that is why you should go into detail about the question that is asked in last year. Now if you study 2025 paper thoroughly about each option, you will find out that at least 10 to 12 questions are directly associated with those options. Okay, so this is how you should analyze the paper. Okay, question number 18. A team of scientists at Brookhaven National Lab including those from India, created the heaviest antimatter, anti-helium nucleus. What are the implications of the creation of antimatter? Now, antimatter is associated with space technology. एक जनरल साइंस सबने पढ़ा हुआ है. Space technology, antimatter, matter and antimatter, everybody has read about it. But UPSC has not gone into the depth. They are asking about the like very broad, broad themes, or very they are not going into depth. They are not asking about what are different types of antimatter and their formulas and etc. No. It will make mineral prospecting and oil exploration easier and cheaper. So this is associated with mining. It will help probe the possibility of existence of stars and galaxies made of antimatter. It will help understand the evolution of universe. So these two options, they are associated with the similar theme, that is space. And you know about the rule of maximum. Two similar themes. Same question got repeated. Same type of theme is that Rakhmabai case. If anyone is remembering, if anyone has solved that question, there were three options. Okay, two options were associated with same theme, and one was associated with education. Okay, so there are maximum chances that these similar themes is the correct. Okay, so here 2 and 3 is the right answer. And by our basic knowledge, our basic reading, we know that matter and antimatter associated with universe. Okay, so it will help to probe the possibility of existence of stars, and stars and galaxies are associated with universe. Option number 3 is also associated with universe. Okay, next question number 19. Which of the following are ओके 1 सेकंड, इसका डिटेल जो है वो नोट्स में है, वो आप पढ़ लेना. ओके, मैटर एंटीमैटर असिमेट्रिक किसे बोलते हैं, चार्ज पैरिटी क्या होता है, देख लेना एक बार. Which of the following are cited by the scientist as evidence or evidences for the continued expansion of universe? Okay, again question related to space technology. Detection of microwaves in the space, observation of redshift phenomena in the space, movement of asteroids in the space, and occurrence of supernova explosion in the space. इसमें 1 and 2 is the right answer. And see, अब now this is the exception of my that logic, alternative and symmetry. Asteroid का movement जो होता है, the movement of asteroid has nothing to do with the expansion of universe. Question last year came on in 2011. Question came on asteroid and comets. Again got repeated in 2012. So question came in 2011. So we should go into depth about asteroids. And after reading about asteroids, we must be knowing that it has nothing to do with expansion of universe. Detection of microwaves. That is why there are so many space telescopes are there observing the phenomena. Redshift phenomena is associated with space expansion, and occurrence of supernova explosion in the space is related to dying of the giant star. Okay, it helps only understand the distance of the star, so it has nothing to do with the expansion. That is why 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so blue shift and red shift phenomena के बारे में आप पढ़ लेना. Big crunch means dense water and end of the universe. This big crunch, and I have given detail in the notes. So you should read that. Question number 20 related to atmosphere, and this question is a source of so many questions coming in, next to next year. Electrically charged particles from space traveling at speeds of several hundreds kilometers per second can severely harm living beings if they reach the surface of the earth. What prevents them from reaching the surface of the earth? They are electrically charged. Basic science that we have studied in the school. Electrically charged particles, there has to be a magnetic field. The earth's magnetic field diverts them towards the pole. Yes. Then ozone layer, repeated from 2011 again. Ozone layer around the earth reflects them. Ozone layer associated with ultraviolet rays directly get eliminated based on our previous year knowledge. Then moisture is also the question of moisture gets repeated so many times, and the theme is atmosphere, layers of atmosphere, magnetic fields. Okay, so moisture in the upper layers of the atmosphere prevents them from reaching the surface. So moisture is related to the atmosphere. It absorbs these infrareds, and the question already came on moisture so many times. Okay, so you should read about this moisture. So option number 1 is A is the correct answer. What is the source? 11th NCERT, not out of it. Okay. Question number 21. Now this question. Suppose I don't know anything about this question, and how will I solve this? With reference to the scientific progress of ancient India, which of the following statement given below are correct? अब इतने बड़े बड़े options देने के बाद someone will think to skip this question. But how you can solve it by reading it, or how we can learn to solve these type of questions? Read these first two options, and I will tell you one thing about history and art and culture questions. So in history, art and culture questions, just remember, most of the time, only one option is incorrect. Most of the time, quote unquote. There can be exception, but most of the time means 78%, 80% time. If question is asked on history, only one option is incorrect. Read these two statements, 1 and 2. Different kinds of specialized surgical instruments were in common use by 1st century AD. Surgical instruments की बात चल रही है यहाँ पे. Second, transplant of internal organs in the human body had begun by the beginning of the 3rd century. मतलब 200 साल का gap है. First century AD and 3rd century AD. Now, just imagine, specialized surgical instruments were present in 1st century AD. Then transplant करने के लिए 200 साल कैसे लग जाएंगे? थोड़ा सा weird नहीं लग रहा है समझने में भी? 200 साल नहीं लगना चाहिए ना? अगर specialized instruments अगर है वहां पे first AD में, if there are specialized surgical instruments available in the 1st century AD itself, there can be transplant in that AD only. So there is something wrong between these two options, and they cannot be together. If they cannot be together, option number D, where 1 and 2 is giving has been given together and this has been given together, that we can eliminate. So we remain with these two options. And as this is a history questions, you can go with the rule of maximum, or only one is not correct. Okay. Now after reading about this, either of this statement has to be correct, and we remain with 3 4 1 3 4. So 3 4 means without reading we can derive that 3 and 4 is the correct. What about 1? See, either of this has to be correct, and by looking at option we remain with only this, so 1 has to be correct. I hope you understand this, how I have think on it. Okay. Now
सर इस क्वेश्चन में सेकंड वाले ऑप्शन में क्योंकि उन्होंने स्पेसिफिक टाइम बता रखा है कि बिगिनिंग ऑफ 3rd सेंचुरी एडी, और बाकी ज्यादा जो ऑप्शन है उसमें स्पेसिफिक टाइम नहीं बता रखा, तो ये भी तो लॉजिक लग सकता है ना, जिसमें स्पेसिफिक टाइम बता रखा है वो रॉन्ग होगा.
बट उससे ज्यादा ये कॉमन सेंस मुझे ज्यादा ये लग रहा है कि 1st सेंचुरी और 3rd सेंचुरी से मैंने कंपेयर किया है यहाँ पे, एंड देयर इज अ गैप ऑफ 200 इयर्स, अराउंड 200 इयर्स ऑफ गैप. मतलब not exactly 200 but around 200. And how it is possible? Just ask yourself. Surgical instruments, suppose surgical instruments are present in 2026 and transplants began in 2226. How it is possible? Then what we are doing in these 200 years? Technology 5-10 साल में कितने आगे बढ़ जाती है. So without having so much knowledge in depth, you can solve this type of questions. Now going into doing the reverse engineering, what different type of questions can be framed by using this? So geometry has given by Buddhayan in Sulva Sutra. Aryabhatta has given decimal system, and the book written by Aryabhatta is Surya Siddhant. Question can be asked Surya Siddhant on trigonometry. Aryabhatta also given the details about eclipse and the details about pi. Then his another book is Aryabhatiya. Then Brahmagupta was there. Brahmagupta, he has given concept on gravity. Then there is a Varahamihir. He has given Brihat Samhita, and he has given in Brihat Samhita that moon rotates around the sun. Then Jyotish Vedanga, astronomy, Panini, Ashtadhyayi, Patanjali's Mahabhashya. So different these types of things we can find out from this question, and you must be surprised that in future, like in upcoming examination, UPSC has asked question on Aryabhat, then they ask question on Varahamihir. The one question came on Brahmagupta. So these are some repeated themes. This is how question is framed by UPSC. Question number 22. With reference to the history of ancient India, which of the following was common to both Buddhism and Jainism? Again, three statements are given, and in history, culture, ancient, medieval, all of the above rarely. So we will not go with it, but we should read the options. So option number one, avoidance of extremities of penance and enjoyment. And you must be knowing about Buddhism. Buddhism were believing in middle path, Swarna Madhya. Okay, so one has to be incorrect. If one is incorrect, you directly got your answer 2 and 3, which is correct according to our logic of 2/3 and rule of maximum also. Okay, so it is very bad. Now you should read more about Buddhism, Jainism, and their various sects and all. UPSC, this is a favorite theme about UPSC, and I have already shared history notes, culture notes, and you should not read anything beyond that. I have written each and everything about Buddhism and Jainism in my notes. Everything, every sect, okay, and every question can be addressed. And the notes were made by using Wonder That Was India, the book. Okay, you can refer that. Next question: which of the following can be said to be essentially the part of inclusive governance? Inclusive governance, inclusive growth, and social justice, vulnerable section, one of the favorite thing. And this word essentially बोला है इन्होंने. Essentially means होगा ही होगा इससे. Permitting the non-banking financial companies to do banking. How you can ensure that there is inclusive governance? By permitting non-banking financial companies to do the banking. Essentially से मैच नहीं करेगा नहीं. Then establishing effective district planning committee in all the districts. अब यहाँ पे all को extreme नहीं समझना है. डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लानिंग कमेटी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लानिंग कमेटी आर एस्टेब्लिश्ड बाय 74th कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट आर्टिकल 243 ZD. A question already came in 2011. अगर एस्टेब्लिश करते हैं तो प्लानिंग एंड एग्जीक्यूशन होगा. उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन हमने ऑलरेडी सॉल्व किया है. एंड people will start participating in the governance because of it is associated with PRIs and UL bills. So 2 is the right answer. अगर 2 है तो B eliminate हो जाएगा यहाँ पे. Increasing the government spending on public health. Obviously public health पे बात कर रहे हैं तो vulnerable sections and all the sections of the society they'll get benefit and it will lead to inclusive governance. So 3 is also correct. Strengthening the midday meal scheme. Midday meal scheme again Ministry of Education के अंदर आता है midday meal and it will lead to education and it will lead to increase in the attendance of the students also. So 2, 3, 4 is the correct answer. So you should think broadly. इसका डिटेल मिड डे मील के बारे में भी मैंने नोट्स में दिया हुआ है. यू शुड गो एंड रीड दैट. Okay, it is difficult to discuss each and everything here. Just some basic things. Midday meal में क्या क्या है? 1 to 5, 450 calorie and 12 gram of protein. Then from class 7 to 8, 700 calorie and 20 gram of protein. ये देना पड़ता है वहाँ पे. Then there is a school management committee for implementation of the midday meal. There is a state steering monitoring committee also. Okay. Question next question.
Sir, NBFC if we are promoting, that would be promoting financial inclusion also. तो वो हमने कैसे strike out किया एकदम? वो तो मतलब financial inclusion कर रहा है तो वो तो vulnerable section भी आ जाएगा.
See, they are saying that which of the following can be said to be essentially the part of inclusive governance. That essentially word is important here. By option number 2, 3, 4, you can be sure like inclusive governance, all the sections of the society they are getting involved in that. District planning committee associated with PRIs, public health associated with all the section of society. In midday meal also you are going in rural areas, urban areas, and everywhere. But the non-banking financial companies you cannot be pretty much like that much sure it will it will be helpful for this. तो नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज का फंक्शन अलग होता है. वो तो क्रेडिट भी नहीं दे सकते किसी. दैट इज ओनली फाइनेंस. Okay. Question number 24, 24, sorry. The Nagara, the Dravida, and the Vesara are these are very like temple architecture themes started by UPSC, and they started with very basic themes. Okay, this is related to temple architecture. Three main racial groups ऑफ द इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट, तो आपको इसके बारे में थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग जो बोलते हैं ना, एनालिसिस कैसे करना है. तो व्हाट आर डिफरेंट रेशियल ग्रुप्स इन इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट. Then three main linguistic divisions into which the languages of the India can be classified. Now I have solved Ghatna Chakra of ancient and medieval, and I have found out that so many questions were asked on the linguistic divisions by the state PCS also. So this is one of the important theme that you should be focusing. And these are some languages like Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, Sino-Tibetan, Austric. For example, this Kol and Northeast India में Austric language बोली जाती है, and others languages are there. So these are some languages. Okay, so just try to read some like you can use ChatGPT also. What are various main linguistic divisions and all. Okay, I have written here Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, Sino-Tibetan, Austric, and in which part they are being spoken. Indo-Aryan, around 74% of the Indian people they speak in Indo-Aryan linguistic division. Then musical gharanas, you can refer the culture notes that I have already shared, and you can pick questions on classical music or various musical gharanas in 2013 or 2014 because it is mentioned in 2012 question. Next question number, purely based on knowledge, history question, basic question is there. The Congress ministries resigned in the 7 provinces in 1939. स्पेक्ट्रम में दिया हुआ है, जो यूपीएससी की तैयारी करता है उसको पता होता है. Why Congress has resigned? Because British declared the support of India to the Second World War without the consent of Congress government. So उसको निषेध करने के लिए Congress has resigned. So these are three different reasons given, but the original reason was different. That's why none of the above is the right answer. Okay, so we can read that the Congress could not form ministries in the other 4 provinces. ऐसा नहीं था बिल्कुल भी, इसके वजह से नहीं किया था. They have successfully run the government. Emergence of the left wing in the Congress made the working of the ministries impossible. There were widespread communal disturbances in their provinces. No, the real reason was the concept of without consent of Congress, they have declared the support. With reference to the National Rural Health Mission, which of the following are the jobs of ASHA, a trained community health worker? आशा वर्कर के बारे में सबने सुना होगा, सबने देखा भी होगा. आपको उनके रिलेटेड डिटेल्स मैंने नोट्स में दिया हुआ है. See here we have mentioned it. So for 1000 population there is one ASHA worker, and she will provide primary medical care for minor ailments. Now if you read the 4th statement, conducting the delivery of baby, this is not a function of ASHA worker, and because we are promoting institutional deliveries. Okay, so directly you should eliminate this without giving a second thought. Accompanying women to the health facility for antenatal care checkup, positive statement, affirmative statement, nothing is wrong in this statement. Using pregnancy test kits for early detection of pregnancy, yes, that is one of the important function of ASHA workers. Providing information on nutrition and immunization, yes, definitely. So 1, 2, and 3 is the right answer. Now, if you read these options, there is nothing wrong or nothing objectionable. But here we can raise the question: delivery of baby. If ASHA worker is conducting delivery, then why we are promoting institutional delivery? Why there are different nurses? Okay, so this type of question you should raise. Which of the following are the principal features of Government of India Act 1919? Yesterday only I told you the theme. 1793 to 1947. Sorry, you should read this thoroughly. At least 2 questions from this act. At least 2 every year. Every year you can find at least 1 or 2 questions. Which of the following are the principal features of Government of India Act 1919? इसको मॉन्टेगू चेम्सफोर्ड रिफॉर्म भी बोलते हैं, मॉन्टफोर्ड भी बोलते हैं शायद. So introduction of diarchy in the executive government of provinces, yes. प्रोविंसेस में डायरकी इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया एंड 1935 से ये डायरकी सेंटर में शिफ्ट हुआ था. इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ सेपरेट कम्युनल इलेक्टोरेट फॉर मुस्लिम्स, इट वाज बहुत ही कॉमन है ये, सो 2 गेट्स एलिमिनेटेड हियर. रूल ऑफ मैक्सिमम हिस्ट्री का क्वेश्चन है, ऑब्वियसली अगर नहीं भी पता होता तो मैं 1 and 3 ही मार्क करता. तो हिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चन में एक ही ऑप्शन रॉन्ग होने का चांसेस ज्यादा होता है. यू हैव टू टेक द रिस्क. डिवोल्यूशन ऑफ द लेजिस्लेटिव अथॉरिटी बाय द सेंटर टू द प्रोविंसेस. सेंट्रल लिस्ट एंड प्रोविंशियल लिस्ट यहाँ पे आई थी, तो ये भी स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. एंड इट इज ऑलरेडी क्लियरली गिवन इन 2 books, इन स्पेक्ट्रम ऑल्सो एंड इन लक्ष्मीकांत ऑल्सो. मेकिंग ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाला जो चैप्टर है, इसमें अगर पढ़ेंगे तो देर आर डेडिकेटेड चैप्टर इन लक्ष्मीकांत ऑन these charter acts. Okay, and I'll also share my notes on the charter acts. Okay, I have made 2 pages notes and made a flow chart so that you can read at one place all the acts. For example, acts made during company's rule and acts made during the crown's rule. So it will be very easy to compare with each other, and it will be very easy to remember also. Even based on my observation, I have written here also कि only one statement is wrong most of the time. So you should remember that. During Indian freedom struggle, the National Social Conference, modern history का क्वेश्चन है, National Social
Excuse me, sir.
Conference. Yes.
सर ये 27 वाले क्वेश्चन में एक्ट का ऑलमोस्ट हर टाइम ही गलत हो रहा है पीवाईक्यू में, मतलब कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है, तो उसका कोई सॉल्यूशन है कि किसमें क्या
इसको
हो रहा है?
इसमें एक ही सॉल्यूशन है. ये क्या होता है ना कि ये सच में कंफ्यूजिंग वाला बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग पार्ट है. So I will share my notes here. I have made such type of page and this type of flow chart. Okay, so written everything like this. So you can read that at one glance. During when I was working in Manobal and when I was teaching my students there, tell each other only one way to remember is to mug up it and to revise it daily. Okay, it will definitely give you fruits. If you do not read for 1 week, you will get confusion. Definitely you will get confused. Even it happened with me also. So I used to revise it daily. Even out of examination hall, I used to carry that 2 pages and I used to have one glance on them, because I know that at least 1 or 2 questions are coming on from this topic. So if you are pretty much sure question is coming from this topic, then try to revise it multiple times. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And I
Thank
will
you.
share my notes also. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And if you have a study partner or a friend with you, try to discuss and try to explain these acts with them. Next, during Indian freedom struggle, the National Social Conference was formed. What was the reason for its formation? National Social Conference जो है ना, so it was a social wing of Congress, Indian National Congress. It was formed by Congress doesn't want to mix these 2 things. They want Indian National Congress as a political party, political wing. So they do not want to divert. That was the only reason, and that is given in option number B. Indian National Congress did not want to include social reforms in its deliberations and decided to form a separate body for such purpose. अब इसके डिटेल्स आपको ऑप्शंस में इसमें देखने को मिलेंगे. Behram Ji Malbari and M.G. Ranade decided to bring all the social, all again extreme. It is not possible all. Behram Ji Malbari was not satisfied. This is not correct. Different social reform groups or organization of Bengal regions united to form, not just Bengal regions. Why only Bengal? Okay. So you should read more about Ranade and Behram Ji Malbari. I have already given here with their photo to find out. Question number. This is Behram Ji Malbari. You should read more about him. He was one of the prominent person. Behram Ji Malbari. Okay, you should read up in here. He was Indian poet. He fought for rights of women and activities against child marriage. Okay, he started Seva Sadan, Niti Vinod, the Indian Muse. Okay, तो जो facts है, important facts मैंने यहाँ पे mention किए हुए. Age of Consent Act 1891 and the Rakhmabai case, if you remember. Okay, वो भी इसके रिलेटेड है. देखो 1885 में, जैसे मेरे नोट्स में मैंने 2012 का पेपर का नोट्स बनाया, यहाँ पे रखमाबाई के बारे में लिखा था. ओके, एंड क्वेश्चन केम इन 2019 और 2020. 20 prelims I have marked here. Rukmabai case, and who was the judge in Rukmabai case? This was Judge Pinne was there. So this is how you should like analyze, but you don't have time, so I have shared with you guys. So use it and only read the highlighted part. MG Ranade also, about him I have mentioned all the details here. You should go through it. Just fastly read the highlighted part. Okay. So we have limited time, so it will be very difficult to read and explain each and everything. So we'll solve the questions only. Next, which of the following
Sir,
parties were
on the above question, the B part, it
Hmm.
doesn't seem like a bit of an anti-national that Indian Congress doesn't want to include social reforms. So, and first one looks like more inclusive, different social reform groups,
No, no,
more
no, no.
broad.
It has and के बाद का statement पढ़ो क्या है? It has decided to form a separate body for such purpose. They do not want to mix it, and it is given in spectrum also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yes. So it doesn't mean that Congress doesn't want to work on social issues. They just want to keep it separate from the political wing, because through the Indian National Congress and earlier moderate phase, if you remember yesterday's question on Indian Parliamentary Committee by W.S. Kane and Dadabhai Nauroji, the moderate phase, they wanted to bring up political reforms, more participation of Indians, and like that only. Okay. So next question about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and the parties established by him. Again, all of the above. You should never go with respect to history question. Always keep in your mind. The Independent Labour Party was established by him in 1936, and it was not welcomed by the communists because they don't want to split that movement. All India Scheduled Caste Federation was also established by Ambedkar in 1942. The Peasants and Workers Party was established by J. De in 1948, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was not associated with it. So he has established basically Hitakarni Sabha, then Indian Labour Party, Scheduled Caste Federation, and lastly RPI, Republican Party of India. Okay, so this is how you should solve the history and culture related questions. Question number 30, favorite topic of UPSC Rajya Sabha, favorite for its prelims, favorite for mains. So many questions got repeated every year, every alternative year about Rajya Sabha and its special powers, comparison with the Lok Sabha. Question came in the mains also. Which of the following special powers have been conferred on the Rajya Sabha by the Constitution of India? You should be knowing all the articles. To change the existing territory of the state, उसके लिए amendment करना पड़ता है आर्टिकल 3 and 4 जो भी है आप पढ़ो उसको देखो ओनली राज्यसभा हैज को पावर है या नहीं है ओके सो लोकसभा एज वेल एज राज्यसभा हैज द पावर बी टू पास द रिजोल्यूशन एम्पावरिंग द पार्लियामेंट टू मेक लॉज इन द स्टेट लिस्ट and to create one or more all India services article 349 350 352 वो कौन कौन से आर्टिकल से देख लेना एक बार. So this is the right answer. No logic, nothing, purely based on the logic knowledge you should solve the polity questions. Next, how does the National Rural Livelihood Mission Ministry of Rural Development के अंदर आता है? Now if ministry is mentioned here, remember that UPSC most of the time ministry गलत देता है. If ministry parent organization is mentioned, most of the time it is not correct. Okay. If question comes, you should be keeping in your mind. So how does National Rural Livelihood Mission seek to improve livelihood options of rural poor? By setting up a large number of new manufacturing industries and agri-businesses centers in rural areas. आप सोचो कॉमन सेंस का यूज करो. Even today's government also, they promote traditional industries, they promote self-help groups, or they promote agri-based businesses. By introducing large number of manufacturing industries, don't you think that the rural economy and rural setup will get disturbed? Okay. Then by strengthening self-help groups and providing skill development, it is a common statement, self-help group के बारे में सबको पता है. By supporting seeds, fertilizers, diesel pump sets, and micro irrigation equipments free of cost to the farmers. Free of cost, there are no free lunches. Free of cost नहीं होता है, subsidized होता है वो. Okay, so this is also extreme statement. 3 gets eliminated here, and 1 also gets eliminated. So 2 is the right answer. Pattern is like this. Wrong ke baad right and then wrong. Then if you read more about National Rural Livelihood Mission, you will find out that there are these schemes also. Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana, under this Mahila Kisan Shashaktikaran Pariyojana is there. Startup Village Entrepreneur Program is also there. Okay, so these type of sub schemes are also there. So you should think like this. Try to build this type of thinking. Question number 32, the Multidimensional Poverty Index developed by Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative with UNDP support covers which of the following? Earlier, UPSC used to ask one report. Nowadays, they are not asking the report and its publisher. Okay. If you read more about Multidimensional Poverty Index, the topics is also associated with mains. The question came in mains also. Various different methods of measuring poverty and multidimensional poverty question also came in the mains. Okay. Deprivation of the education, health, assets and services at household level. So this is correct because these are 3 dimensions and 10 indicators: education, health and standard of living. So this is correct. Purchasing power parity at national level. Actually, it is a global poverty line level hota hai wo. Purchasing power parity used to get global poverty line. So 2 is not correct. So if 2 is not correct, it's get eliminated. Remain with these 2 options. Extent of budget deficit and GDP growth rate at national level. This is also nothing to do with multidimensional poverty index if you read it. Okay. So this is also purely based on knowledge. We have to solve it. अगर आपके पास नॉलेज नहीं है बिल्कुल भी एंड देन जो हमारे रूल है यहाँ पे फेल होता है, मतलब जो एक्सेप्शन होता है, जो 10% 20% जो केसेस है जिसमें रूल नहीं लगेगा, रूल ऑफ मैक्सिमम और अल्टरनेटिव डजंट वर्क हियर. ओके, सो उस टाइम पे तुम्हारा नॉलेज एंड कॉमन सेंस हैज टू बी यूज्ड. Multidimensional poverty and budget deficit GDP growth has nothing to do with it. Additional information, there is an international comparison program by World Bank and UN Statistical Commission. Okay, it convert GDP into purchasing power parity and India is continuously participating in it. Even China, USA and India, these 3 important economies are part of it. International comparison program. अगर क्वेश्चन आता है इसके ऊपर तो सरप्राइज नहीं होना है बिल्कुल भी. ओके, देन यूएनडीपी के बारे में देखना, व्हाट आर द परसेंटेज ऑफ मल्टीडायमेंशनल पावर इन इंडिया, व्हाट इज द रिपोर्ट ऑफ नीति आयोग एंड वो सब देखना है आपको. द थीम इज मल्टीडायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 33, फाइनेंस कमीशन. 13 फाइनेंस कमीशन आउटडेटेड है, तो यू शुड रीड अबाउट द लेटेस्ट फाइनेंस कमीशन. फाइनेंस कमीशन वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट एंड फेवरेट थीम, यू मस्ट बी नोइंग दैट. अब बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आपने लगाए हैं. फाइनेंस कमीशन का पावर क्या होता है, क्या फंक्शन होता है, आर्टिकल 280 एंड ऑल 5 years. ओके, करंटली कौन सा फाइनेंस कमीशन है, हु इज द चेयरपर्सन, व्हाट आर द टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंसेस, उसके बारे में आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा उसको. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 34, what are the recent policy or initiatives of government of India to promote the growth of मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर को प्रमोट करने के लिए कौन कौन सी पॉलिसीज है. ओके, सेटिंग अप ऑफ नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन. सपोज पता भी नहीं है तो ये पूछो कि क्या ये करने से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर प्रमोट होगा क्या. will it be helpful to growth of manufacturing sector, the national investment and manufacturing zone? Answer is yes. Providing the benefit of single window clearance, इससे होगा. yes, इससे भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर प्रमोट किया जा सकता है. yes. Establishing the technology acquisition and development fund, इससे क्या होगा, फाइनेंस करना इजी हो जाएगा, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर को प्रमोट किया जा सकता है. yes. अगर हमें पता भी नहीं है बट एक क्वेश्चन को ही क्वेश्चन किया, वी आर क्वेश्चनिंग द क्वेश्चन, इज इट पॉसिबल टू प्रमोट द ग्रोथ ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर बाय दीस 3 things? आंसर लाइज yes. Okay, so all of the above is the answer. So exceptional questions where all of the above is answer. Now read more about the single window clearances or read more about NEEMs. So there are 3 NEEMs in India: Prakasham in Andhra Pradesh, Sangareddy in Telangana and Kalinganagar in Odisha. Okay, then what is ACZ, what is NEEMs, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा और डिटेल में आपको जानना है. टेक्नोलॉजी एक्विजिशन एंड डेवलपमेंट फंड फॉर MSME, क्लीन एंड ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी, NEEMs के लिए भी एप्लीकेबल होता है ये. ओके, एंड इट इज गिवन टू द न्यू एंड न्यू एज वेल एज existing MSMEs. I will share this paper also. Okay, and I have already shared these notes also. So you should go through these ones. Which of the following are the methods of parliamentary control over public finance in India? Okay, public finance. Now 5 options are given. You should remember that I have told you, if there are more than 4 or 5 options, read from the bottom. जो wrong option है वो तो आपको नीचे कहीं ना कहीं मिलेगा. इंट्रोड्यूसिंग द फाइनेंस बिल इन द पार्लियामेंट. फाइनेंस बिल इंट्रोड्यूस करके कंट्रोल किया जा सकता है क्या? पार्लियामेंट्री कंट्रोल ओवर पब्लिक फाइनेंस. यस, इट इज करेक्ट. So 5, if 5 is correct, eliminate this. A periodic or at least a mid-year review of program of the government against macroeconomic forecasts and expenditure by a parliamentary budget office. पार्लियामेंट्री बजट ऑफिस के बारे में यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. एंड पार्लियामेंट्री बजट ऑफिस इज नथिंग बट अ मेंबर्स ऑफ द स्पेशलिस्ट्स. इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट बॉडी ऑफ पार्लियामेंट. ये बस एनालिसिस का काम करती है. दे डोंट हैव एनी कंट्रोल ओवर पब्लिक फाइनेंस. Okay, and even in 2013 separate question has came on parliamentary budget office. Okay, so 4 gets eliminated and you remain with these 2, 1, 2, 3 and 5. Placing annual financial statement before parliament. Withdrawal of money from consolidated fund of India only after passing the appropriation bill. Provision of supplementary grants and vote on account. See, question will come on money bill, finance bill, vote on account, and so grant, different types of grants, consolidated fund, appropriation bill. So you should not skip those parts. Okay, you should always read that. Next, Mahatma Gandhi. Just like yesterday I told you, one question has to be there about Mahatma Gandhi or on Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi undertook fast unto death in 1932. अब 1932 में क्या हुआ था? पूना पैक्ट, कम्युनल अवार्ड, सबको पता है. इतना तो बेसिक हिस्ट्री मुझे लगता है कि सबको पता होता है. Just go into detail. Pune Pact was signed in Eroda in 1932 between Gandhi and Ambedkar, but Gandhi has never signed it. It was signed by Madan Mohan Malviya and Tej Bahadur Sapru. Okay. With reference to Rayat Wari settlement, last paper there was question on, in 2011, question on permanent settlement by Cornwallis. Now they ask question on Rayat Wari settlement. See how themes get repeated. And what is the theme? Land revenue settlement is a theme. You should be knowing the 3 land revenue settlements: permanent settlement, Rayat Wari and Mahalwari. You should be knowing everything about it. Even in my interview, they ask me about this. So this is something basic. With reference to Rayat Wari settlement, consider the following statements. The rent was paid directly by the peasants to the government. Yes. The government gave pattas to the Rayats. Yes. The land was surveyed and assessed before being taxed. So this is purely knowledge-based question. Again, exception to our history logic that all of the above never correct. This is an exception. But we have knowledge about this. This is a very basic thing. That is why we are not using any logic here. We are using only knowledge. The basic questions. Next, consider the following specific stages of demographic transition associated with economic development. Economic development and population के related ये question है, common sense है. किसी ने अगर नहीं भी पढ़ा होगा, if anyone has never read about it, just apply your common sense, you will arrive the right answer. Just imagine 1947, what was the situation? There was high birth rate, high death rate because health facilities were not available. So 2 will become first. Then high birth rate will remain and low death rate कम हो जाएंगे because of medical facilities started being available. And then low birth rate because of the various population programs. So the right answer is 2, 3, 1. इसके लिए ना मैंने कभी किताब पढ़ी थी, ना मुझे इसके बारे में इतना डिटेल में पता था, बट कॉमन सेंस करके कर सकते हैं. डेमोग्राफिक साइकिल थोड़ा सा बेसिक उसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए. इट इज गिवन इन एनसीईआरटी. एंड द बेसिक ऑफ डेमोग्राफिक साइकिल, देयर आर 4 stages. First stage is high birth rate, high death rate. Second stage, high birth rate, low death rate, and it is a phase of population explosion. Then there is a declining birth rate and a low death rate. And the last stage is low birth as well as low death rate. Now, find out in which stage we are now. Question number 39. This is also one of the favorite thing about the indexes, index of industrial production. I told you UPSC used to ask the question on indexes, reports. Okay, nowadays since 2022, such type of questions were reduced by UPSC. Otherwise, there would have been there was always at least two questions on indexes and reports. So in India, in the overall index of industrial production, and I have written here, it is released by CSO and Ministry of Statistics. The indices of 8 core industries, basic economy, have a combined weight of 37.90%, around 40%. Which of the following are among those 8 core industries? Basic question पूछा है कि वो 8 core industries कौन कौन सी हैं? So these 8 core industries are cement, fertilizers, natural gas, refinery products, steel, electricity, coal, and crude oil. So these are the 8 core industries. Okay, textile doesn't come under 8 core industry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 is knowledge-based question. Okay, इंडस्ट्री IIP में प्राइमरी गुड्स को ज़्यादा प्रायोरिटी होती है. देन उसके थोड़े से डिटेल्स आपको पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. सबसे ज़्यादा वेटेज किसको होता है इसमें अमॉन्ग दीज 8 कोर इंडस्ट्रीज. ओके, बिकॉज थीम्स गेट रिपीटेड. Who releases index of 8 core industries? There are two different indexes. Index of industrial production is different and index of 8 core industry is different. So IIP is released by Ministry of Statistics and index of 8 core industry is released by Ministry of Commerce and Industries. So here I have written it. So don't get confused. This is part of IIP. Next, question number 40. Which of the following provisions of Constitution of India have a bearing on education? Directive Principles of State Policy, Article 45 talks about education. Rural and urban local bodies, you know that there are ZP schools, municipal corporation के schools होते हैं. Obviously तो bearing on education है. 5th schedule, 6th schedule associated with schedule areas, tribal areas, and they have some autonomy and they can they can have power of self-rule, so they can work with respect to education also. And 7th schedule is about subjects, division of subjects. So obviously all these given options are correct and they have bearing on subject of education. Quality question based on knowledge and application of knowledge. Question number 41. So this is bouncer question where you have to use your common sense and presence of mind. Government of India encourages the cultivation of sea buckthorn. What is the importance of this plant? तो एक ऐसा बाउंसर हर साल आता है, इसके बारे में हमने या किसी ने कुछ नहीं पढ़ा होता है. Now here etymology used. Sea buckthorn. Thorn means something related to desert. Whether hot or cold doesn't matter, but something related to desert. It helps in controlling soil erosion and preventing desertification. Again, see, desertification. Something positive is there. And if government of India is encouraging its cultivation, means there has to be something positive about it. And thorn is also mentioned in its name itself. This is a positive statement. It has to be correct. Okay. Next, it is a rich source of biodiesel. We don't know. Suppose है या नहीं है. Suppose नहीं भी पता है तो देखते हैं next option में कुछ मिल जाता है क्या हमें. It has nutritional value and is well adapted to live in cold areas of high altitude. Cold areas of high altitude मतलब cold desert होता है. हो सकता है ये भी. If you are not sure, but क्या पता हो भी सकता है. Last, its timber is of great commercial value. See, option number 1 and 4 they are contradictory to each other. Desertification की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. And the timber wood जो होते हैं वो tropical deciduous forest में पाए जाते हैं. Timber wood generally found in tropical deciduous forest. So 1 and 4 must not be together. All of the above तो नहीं है इसका आंसर बिल्कुल भी. And first is correct. तो first अगर correct है तो ये भी चला गया. So we remain with 1 only and 1 and 3 only. And now if you want to choose between these two options, what will you choose? What I have told you, go for the alternative rule of maximum or 2/4. सब लगता है यहाँ पे. Okay, so this is how you should approach the question whether you know or you don't know. Next, question number 42. Which of the following is the chief characteristic of mixed farming? Very basic question on agriculture. Theme of agriculture from the GS3. Last year also there were questions, this year also, and in upcoming years also there were questions on agriculture. What is mixed farming? Mixed farming is basic concept. Rearing of animals and cultivation of crops is known as mixed farming. No logic, based on knowledge. A particular state in India has following characteristics. It is located on the same latitude which passes through northern Rajasthan. India का मैप अच्छे से करना है. Do the mapping practice carefully. It has over 80% of its area under forest cover. State of the forest report, if you read it, you will find out that there were different states which has improved their forest cover, or there are some states which have also reduced the forest cover. Then this theme, state of the forest report, they will ask question on wetlands, mangroves, marshlands, वगैरह. Okay. So they have given these three statements and asked about the characteristics. It is located on the same latitude which passes through northern Rajasthan. It has over 80% of its area under forest cover, and over 12% of the forest cover constitutes protected under a protected area network in this state. अब ये one of the tough question हो जाता है, but हिमाचल एंड उत्तराखंड तो हम इलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, एंड अरुणाचल एंड आसाम में से इसका एक आंसर हमें मार्क करना है. ओके, यहाँ पे 50-50% तक हम अराइव हो सकते हैं इन केस वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग. बाकी फिर जिसके पास थोड़ा बहुत जिसने स्टेट ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट रिपोर्ट अगर पढ़ा होगा तो उसको पता चल जाएगा कि अरुणाचल प्रदेश अमंग द टॉप 5 स्टेट्स विच हैज अ डेंस फॉरेस्ट. Question number 44. Consider the following crops of India. This is also one of the tough question, is difficult to eliminate. Okay, in now someone has asked, in exam like situation you should someone has told that go for 1, 2 and 3. So this type of question I used to skip, because if you don't know, then there are chances that it will backfire. Okay, so consider the following crops of India: cowpea, green gram and PGNP. Which of the following are used as pulse fodder and green manure? Generally, everyone will mark all of the above here. Okay, otherwise we don't have like nobody can read in depth about PGNPs and green gram, and nothing to eliminate here. But actually UPSC has given 1 and 2 answer. Okay, so read more about PGNP. PGNP is found in South Asia, Indian subcontinent source. It is a source of protein and is also a staple food. ग्रीन ग्राम इसको मूंग बोलते हैं, ईस्ट साउथ ईस्ट एशिया इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट में मिलता है. काउपी, इट इज फाउंड इन सेमी अरिड रीजन, सैंडी सॉइल, लो रेनफॉल एंड अफ्रीका एंड एशिया में भी मिलता है. ओके, सो इट इज यूज्ड एज अ fodder, that is why the name cowpea is also given. So this type of questions you can mark as an exception, you can skip, or sometimes your logic will not work in such type of question. Question number 45. NCERT, 11th NCERT, basic knowledge. Rotation of the earth, air pressure and wind, density of ocean water, revolution of the earth. Which of the above factors influence ocean currents? Causative factors of the ocean currents. Causative factors. मेंस में भी क्वेश्चन आता है इसमें. सो रिवोल्यूशन ऑफ अर्थ से इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. ऑल थ्री आर एसोसिएटेड विद causative factors of the ocean currents and water movement. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3 is the right answer. With reference to the wetlands of India, consider the following. Wetlands of India again state of the forest report से related है. जो अभी हमने ऊपर देखा, लगातार 2 क्वेश्चन उसके ऊपर आए. Now 2 options are given. Logic is 1/2. If one is correct, second has to be incorrect. Most of the time it this logic is applicable most of the time. So the country's total geographical area under the category of wetlands is recorded more in Gujarat as compared to other states. So गुजरात की wetland ज़्यादा है, आपको सबको पता है. सेकंड में वेस्ट बंगाल है. Okay, and in इनलैंड वेटलैंड ज्यादा है कोस्टलैंड वेटलैंड से, तो एग्जैक्टली यहाँ पे सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज रिवर्स्ड. इन इंडिया टोटल ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया ऑफ कोस्टल वेटलैंड इज लार्ज देन द inland wetland. Now see the examiner's mindset. He has just twisted here. He has just alter or change the facts and make the statement wrong. So, but we have this 1 by 2. So that's why we can arrive at the right answer. One only. Learning is read the state of the forest report carefully. Even for this also, for these prelims also. Try to find out various facts associated with top 5 states, uh, wetlands, marshlands, and mangroves, everything. Read this report. Very, very important. Question number 47. Consider the following crops of India: groundnut, sesame, and pearl millet. खरीफ क्रॉप के बारे में कल हमने पढ़ा था. Which of the above crops predominantly rain-fed crops? Okay. So here we mark all of the above. Here also we should mark the all of the above. Okay. Groundnut, we know that 60% of groundnut is found in Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. 90% of the production in these 5 states. Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, 60%. लाइट सैंडी लोम सॉइल चाहिए होता है इसके लिए. 26 to 30 डिग्री टेम्परेचर, वार्म एंड ड्राई वेदर. सिसम गुजरात इज टॉप, वेस्ट बंगाल, कर्नाटक एंड राजस्थान. पर मिलेट खरीफ क्रॉप है. दीज आर ड्रॉट प्रोन क्रॉप. 40 डिग्री टेम्परेचर में भी करता है. राजस्थान इज द हाईएस्ट प्रोड्यूसर. आफ्टर दैट महाराष्ट्र नंबर आता है इसका. ठीक है. Another rain-fed crops are like cotton, maize, soya. These are also dry land farming के लिए यूज होता है. ज्वार, रागी एंड पिजन भी also यूज होता है. ठीक है. So these type of like single statements are, single word is given, groundnut, sesame, pearl millet. Most of the time all of the above के साथ आप जा सकते हो, but it is a risky actually. Okay. So टाइम एंड सिचुएशन के हिसाब से देखना है, फिर ऑन द स्पॉट डिसीजन लेना है क्या करना है. Question number 48 got repeated from last year's paper 2011. Syntax bending, there was a question 90 like U-turn and all. When you travel in Himalayas, you will see the following: deep gorge, U-turn, river course. This was the direct statement last year. Parallel mountain ranges, steep gradient causing landslides. All this description is given in NCERT. Plus, because of the previous year question and the theme we are introduced by UPSC, so we should read more about it, and we can mark this all of the way as a right answer. Question number 49. Normally, temperature decreases with increase in the height. Theme is atmosphere again. From the Earth's surface, because the atmosphere can be heated upward only from the Earth's surface. Yes, there is a more moisture in the upper stratosphere. With increase in height, there is a decrease in the moisture. Okay. Second time, the word moisture is getting repeated in this paper only. Then moisture is important theme. Earth's blanket भी बोलते हैं उसको. The air is less dense in the upper atmosphere. Yes, this is correct. So rule of maximum and alternative is working here. Common sense is applicable. By using the common sense, the second statement can be eliminated if you don't know. There is more moisture in the upper atmosphere. जैसे जैसे ऊपर जाएंगे moisture कम होते जाएगा. So if you eliminate 2, if you don't know anything, you should go for the maximum. 1 and 3 is the right answer. Last question of today's discussion: the acidification of ocean is increasing. Why is this phenomena a cause of concern? A cause of concern. This type of question is also there. One question always about concern means there is something threat or something negative happening. The growth and survival of calcareous phytoplankton will be adversely affected, means something has to be there. So it is correct. The growth and survival of coral reefs will be adversely affected. Yes. कोरल रीफ्स के बारे में भी इंपॉर्टेंट एक क्वेश्चन मेंस में आते हैं, प्रीलिम्स में बार बार आते हैं. The survival of some animals that have phytoplanktonic larva will be adversely affected. Yes, some is mentioned and adversely impact होगा. The cloud seeding and the formation of clouds will be adversely affected. Now, these 3 phenomena are associated with ocean surface or ocean acidification or with respect to oceanic water. But cloud seeding and formation of cloud is an atmospheric phenomenon. It has nothing to do with ocean acidification. Odd man out. एक odd man मतलब दिया हुआ उन्होंने वहाँ पे. And you can easily eliminate option number 4. It is given only in D. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 is the right answer here. It is based on knowledge also, based on your application of common sense also. Okay, so this is today's paper. If anyone have any doubt, they can ask, and those who have a time or who don't have more time, they can send me the messages. I can reply their doubts on on Telegram also. If anyone have any doubt, they can ask.
Sir, the data provided in the PDF, sir, whether the statistics are related to current year also, sir?
So no. Actually, I prepared these notes when I was giving prelims in 2023, 24. So you have to update the data. And don't worry about data actually. UPSC will not ask latest data and all. If you go through the questions, see how the questions are framed. Have you found any data related question here? Since
No,
yesterday,
sir.
like in 3 days, we have solved 150 questions. Not a single question on data or current affairs is also not becoming any hurdle, right? So you should not worry
Yes, sir.
about it.
Wetland is the only data thing, sir.
Wetland is favorite thing. Wetland you should read, and that will be covered in any current affair magazine. State of the forest report you have to read.
Okay, sir. Thanks for this session, sir. Like us working aspirants, we have only 2 or 3 hours of time. Thanks, sir.
Yes, is it helpful, you guys? Just let me know. इससे कुछ फायदा हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So keep solving these papers. Okay. And for CSAT, I'm bringing my friend Nilesh, and definitely in next 2 or 3 days, we'll plan a CSAT session. Okay. And we'll tell you the best strategy for CSAT. By attempting 47 to 50 questions, you can easily score 85 to 90 marks. Okay. Chalo then.
Hello, sir.
All the best and keep studying hard, and send me the feedback also. Okay.
Sir.
Sure. Thank you very much.
हेलो सर, एम आई ऑडिबल?
Yes, yes.
सर रिवर्स जैसे आपने जो ये ऑब्जर्वेशन सर हमें बता रहे हैं, ये आपने जो मतलब जब ऑब्जर्व करी होंगी जो भी ऑब्जर्वेशंस और ट्रिक्स हैं सर, मतलब इसका क्या प्रोसीजर है, मतलब ये आपने कैसे करी है?
I used to solve questions from 1979 onwards, and I have solved them multiple times, like more than 5 times I have solved them. And after solving them, I found out that there is a certain pattern in formation of question. And then, like I started applying it. So what I did, just like you are solving these papers, I made the printouts of these papers 2011 onwards, and I started applying those things. Okay, it is not applicable to private coaching tests, but it was totally applicable to UPSC tests.
सर इसमें आपने 1979 से लेके 2011 तक पूरा आपने 5-6 बार सॉल्व किए हैं हर
5-6 बार सॉल्व किया था मैंने. यस.
एंड सर इसमें मतलब मेरे को एक पूछना था, ये पीवाईक्यू तो मैंने भी सॉल्व कर रखे हैं, बस इसमें को ये पूछना था कि मतलब जैसे इसमें आप इस तरीके से ऑब्जर्व करते होंगे ना कि जैसे आपने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किया, एक तो होता है जो आपने आंसर लगाया, और जो ऑब्जर्वेशन होती होगी वो यूपीएससी के आंसर के बेसिस पे होती होगी ना?
यूपीएससी के आंसर, टोटली यूपीएससी का आंसर. मैंने कोई कोचिंग का आंसर रेफर नहीं किया हुआ है आज तक.
नहीं
Only-
मतलब इन द सेंस कि जैसे कोई भी ऑप्शन, जैसे हमने 2012 का सॉल्व किया, तो इसमें जो भी ऑप्शंस के मतलब क्वेश्चंस के ऑप्शंस जो यूपीएससी ने दिए होंगे तो वो एकदम टिक कर लिया आपने क्वेश्चन पेपर पे, फिर
हाँ.
आपने रिवर्स सोचा कि ये ऑप्शन
Yes.
ये आंसर क्यों दिया हुआ है, ऐसा क्या
Yes,
हुआ
exactly.
होगा?
Exactly. Yeah,
ये
you got it.
ओके, ये रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग आपने करी, और फिर
Yes.
उसमें फिर आपने फिर अपने मतलब सोचा कि अच्छा इसमें ये पैटर्न बिठ रहा है, इसमें ये हो रहा है, इसमें ये हो रहा है, इस तरीके से।
यस. और फिर मैं स्टैटिक पे बहुत फोकस करने लगा, तो मैंने ये बात नोटिस की कि यूपीएससी के पेपर सॉल्व जब करते हैं हम लोग तो करंट अफेयर्स का इतना ज्यादा, मतलब देखो करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ना है, बट अगर नहीं भी पढ़ा तो भी इतना ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है मुझे, क्योंकि मेरा स्टैटिक स्ट्रांग है। तो आप स्टैटिक भी वीक रख रहे हो, करंट भी वीक रख रहे हो, तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी। बट योर स्टैटिक हैज टू बी वेरी स्ट्रांग, करंट थोड़ा थोड़ा पढ़ना है, तो ये एप्लीकेशन ऑफ लॉजिक्स बहुत ईजी हो जाता है अगर स्टैटिक अच्छा है। अब ये लॉजिक कहाँ अप्लाई हो रहे हैं, जहाँ पे मुझे एटलीस्ट 2 या 3, सपोज 3 ऑप्शन में से 1 या 2 ऑप्शन के बारे में मुझे पता है, एंड आई एम लाइक स्टकिंग बिटवीन द 2 ऑप्शंस, तो फिर मैं वहां पे रिस्क ले रहा हूँ कि नहीं यार, लास्ट के 4 साल में मैंने जो पेपर सॉल्व किए थे उसमें ऐसे क्वेश्चन आए थे, उसमें मैक्सिमम वाले जो आंसर्स है वो सही हो रहे हैं। तो फिर मैं वो रिस्क लेके सॉल्व करने लगा, एंड जब वो सामने आया तो दिख रहा हो तो यार वो सही हो रहा है।
ओके। सो सर इसमें मतलब जैसे मैंने मतलब एक चीज पूछनी थी मुझे, जैसे एक बार
हम्म
हमने पेपर सॉल्व किया खुद से, तो उसके
हम्म
बाद दूसरी बारी में मैं क्या करता हूँ, जो हिंदी वाले साइड में
हम्म
होते
हम्म
हैं उन पे आंसर
हम्म
मार्क करता हूँ,
हम्म
जिससे वो उधर क्या बोलते हैं, जब दूसरी तीसरी बार सॉल्व करूँ दोबारा पेपर, तो आंसर मार्क्ड होना और मैं दोबारा से
हम्म
सॉल्व कर पाऊँ। तो
हम्म हम्म, हम्म।
ये बेटर है, या ये बेटर रहेगा कि इंग्लिश वालों पे मार्क कर दूं और फिर वहीं पर ही रिवर्स करूं
नहीं
इंजीनियर?
नहीं, दोनों कर सकते हो, हिंदी में भी करो इंग्लिश में भी करो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। हिंदी में भी कर रहे हो ना, उल्टा मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि हिस्ट्री के कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन हिंदी में भी पढ़ने चाहिए, तो उससे ना कई बार ना एटिमोलॉजी इजी हो जाती है। ठीक है, वो
ओके।
सिंपल सिंपल हो जाता है वो।
नहीं, वो मैंने इसलिए नहीं करे थे इंग्लिश पे, क्योंकि फिर वो डायरेक्ट आंसर दिख जाता है, तो दूसरी तीसरी बार सॉल्व करने का
नहीं,
वो।
कोई कोई बात नहीं, इवन दो तुमको आंसर पता है उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, प्रोसीजर फॉलो करनी है पूरी। सपोज सी, अगर मैंने सपोज 2011 का पेपर कल ही सॉल्व किया, मुझे सारे आंसर पता है, तो मैं वो
हम्म।
आधे घंटे में भी कर सकता हूँ, बट मार्क आंसर, राइट आंसर टिक करना ये मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है ना। मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है कि मुझे वो स्टेटमेंट फिर से पढ़ने हैं, सो दैट मैं वो एग्जामिनर का माइंडसेट रीड कर सकूं।
हाँ,
वो
मतलब आंसर आपको पता है, लेकिन ये पता करना है कि वो आंसर आया कैसे होगा।
आया कैसे, तो वो मैं बार बार उसको फिर से उसी तरीके से सॉल्व करता हूँ जैसे मैं फर्स्ट टाइम सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ। तो उसके वजह से क्या हो रहा है कि वो क्वेश्चन पढ़ने का जो प्रैक्टिस हो रहा है मेरा बार बार,
हम्म।
तो उस क्वेश्चन को इवन दो यू नो द आंसर और यू नो द क्वेश्चन, उसको इस तरीके से सॉल्व करो कि तुम पहली बार सॉल्व कर रहे हो। तो फिर उसमें जानबूझ के वहां पे साइड में लिख दो कि हाँ यहाँ पे एक्सट्रीम स्टेटमेंट है, तो वो आदत लग जाती है फिर पेपर सॉल्व करते टाइम।
मतलब आंसर पता है तो फिर उसके बेसिस पे रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग करो,
हाँ,
दैट
रिवर्स
इज।
इंजीनियरिंग करते रहो, फिर वो आदत लग जाती है, एंड देन वो एप्लीकेशन इजी हो जाता है आने वाले क्वेश्चंस में।
ओके सर।
सर
सर
ये चीज
टू।
सीडीएस के पेपर में भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं ना सर, जो आप
यस
बता रहे
यस यस, ऑब्वियसली, तो अब यूपीएससी के पेपर में अप्लाई होता ही है, यूपीएससी का
हैं?
फिर कोई भी पेपर उठाओ, सीडीएस, सीएपीएफ और एनडीए के जो पेपर्स होते हैं ना।
हाँ सर।
और ये भी मैं बता रहा हूँ, सजेशन दे रहा हूँ कि जैसे हमारे टेस्ट में भी हम 10-10 क्वेश्चन डाल रहे हैं उसमें, बट आप लोग भी एक बार सीडीएस लेटेस्ट पेपर जो होते हैं ना इस साल के, अब जैसे 2026 में जो भी पेपर होने वाला है यूपीएससी का, सीडीएस, सीएपीएफ, डिपार्टमेंटल होगा, जो भी होगा, सारे पेपर एक बार उठा के जीएस के सारे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो। वो कई बार ना रिपीट हो जाते हैं थीम्स एंड ऑल।
सर एज पर योर एक्सपीरियंस, 2000 से 11 वाले पहले करने चाहिए, मतलब, या पोस्ट 2011 वाले ही करें?
देखो, पहले करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बट वो हिस्ट्री के करो बस। ठीक है, पॉलिटी इकोनॉमी के कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, मतलब उससे वो 11 के बाद का करा तो भी चलेगा। अगर पुराने करने हैं तो हिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चंस करो, एंशियंट
प्री
मिडावल मॉडर्न कल्चर, बाकी नहीं किया तो, हाँ
2011
बाकी
से पहले
2011
की।
के बाद के किया तो भी चलेगा। पॉलिटी इकोनॉमी के लिए कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, 11 के बाद का ही करो, पॉलिटी एंड
मतलब
इकोनॉमी, बट
11 से
हिस्ट्री
पहले
के क्वेश्चन
हिस्ट्री
आपको हेल्प
होगी।
करेंगे। हिस्ट्री वाला जो पार्ट है ना, हिस्ट्री, एंशियंट मिडावल कल्चर, वो एज इट इज रिपीट होते हैं, एक ही थीम बार बार रिपीट होती है, तो वो पक्का करो। अगर पॉसिबल है अभी 20 दिन में पुराने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना तो वो करो। और आई विल सजेस्ट घटना चक्र, अगर आपके पास टाइम है, रोज 100 क्वेश्चन अगर हिस्ट्री के लगाए ना फटाफट से आधा घंटा दे के,
नहीं सर,
बस गो थ्रू
घटना
कर
चक्र
लेना।
तो करी
हाँ,
हुई है सर, मैं पीसीएस सेलेक्टेड हूँ सर।
है ना, तो घटना चक्र जैसा बुक नहीं यार, बेस्ट बुक है वो।
हाँ बस वही है, लेकिन वो मेरे को ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल सर पीसीएस में लगा था, मेरे को यूपीएससी में इतना लगा नहीं, मतलब।
नहीं, यूपीएससी का पैटर्न क्या है ना, क्वेश्चन का फ्रेम करने का पैटर्न थोड़ा सा अलग है, फैक्चुअल नहीं पूछता यूपीएससी, थोड़ा एनालिटिकल स्कोप देता
हाँ,
है।
वो फैक्चुअल वाला है
एंड
तो।
घटना चक्र क्या करता है ना, तुम्हारा फैक्चुअल क्लैरिटी आ जाती है, और फैक्चुअल क्लैरिटी है तो एनालिटिकल क्लैरिटी भी आना बहुत इजी हो जाता है उसकी वजह से।
ओके, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
Hello, sir.
यस यस यस।
Hello, sir.
Hello,
यस
Sir,
यस।
sir.
in this time, whether to solve
Like Kavita, I'm
PYQs or
asking.
attend mock test, sir?
See,
Hello.
Hello.
PYQs, yesterday also I told, PYQs are most important. You should not skip PYQs. Okay. And
Okay, sir.
for your convenience, or to test your temperament, you can give mocks also, but based on your time
Okay,
availability.
sir.
Okay. So
Okay,
there is
sir.
no such thumb rule that you should do, but you should not compromise PYQs.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Actually, yesterday I solved 2012 PYQ, sir, and I got like more than 100, like 111 marks I got because of
Good,
the
good. So
session
that is
that you have
that,
conducted.
yes, so that is good sign. No? Now you should keep practicing that in upcoming UPSC papers. So you will be very
Okay, sir.
used to the UPSC language. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Yes.
हेलो सर.
Yes, yes.
सर सर PYQ सॉल्व करते वक्त ना सर 50-50 वाले में क्वेश्चंस अटक जाते हैं, तो उसको कैसे मतलब सर ठीक करें?
हाँ, तो कौन से उसमें अटक जाते हैं? तो इसलिए रूल ऑफ मैक्सिमम हमने दिया हुआ है कि अगर सपोज 3 स्टेटमेंट वाले क्वेश्चन तुम कर रहे हो या फिर 4 स्टेटमेंट वाले कर रहे हो, 5 स्टेटमेंट वाले कर रहे हो, तो अगर तुम 50-50% में अटक रहे हो तो सी एक सोचने का तरीका भी हम बदल सकते हैं कि उस क्वेश्चन में हम जनरली क्या ढूंढते हैं ना, सही सही आंसर ढूंढते हैं हम लोग. कभी कभी रॉन्ग आंसर ढूंढना चाहिए हमें. रॉन्ग क्यों हो सकता है ये भी सोचना चाहिए. उल्टा सोचो थोड़ा सा कि क्या गड़बड़ है इसमें. क्या डेटा दिया हुआ है, थीम दी हुई है, या फिर कुछ फैक्ट है, या फिर उसको क्वेश्चन करना कि ये सच में पॉजिटिव स्टेटमेंट है क्या, नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट है क्या. और अगर वो कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है बट अटेम्प्ट ही करना है तो मैक्सिमम ऑप्शंस के साथ चले जाओ.
अच्छा, ओके ओके. एंड ना सर और एक चीज सुनी थी कि सर यूपीएससी के क्वेश्चंस में ना सर हिंट्स भी होते हैं, तो सर वो
हाँ,
हिंट्स
हिंट्स
कैसे
होते हैं,
वो
100% होते हैं. मैं भी मानता हूँ ये बात. और हिंट्स वो होते हैं क्वेश्चंस में. जब आप क्वेश्चंस को अच्छे से पढ़ोगे आपको वही पता चल जाएगा कि आंसर कहाँ पे होगा. लैंग्वेज से भी पता चल जाता है कई बार. तो एनसीईआरटी की लैंग्वेज कैसी क्या होती है, एग्जामिनर बस उसमें इज के सामने नॉट लगा देता है या फिर स्मॉल को बिग कर देगा, बिग को स्मॉल कर देगा, दैट्स इट.
हाँ राइट. और सर वो हिंट्स ऑप्शन पे भी देखने मिलता है ना?
हाँ, ऑप्शंस देख के भी आप पढ़ सकते हो. सिमिलर ऑप्शंस है सपोज, और सिमिलर कुछ कॉमन लेटर्स, कॉमन वर्ड्स होते हैं दोनों दो स्टेटमेंट में. जैसे जैसे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे उस पर हम डिस्कस करेंगे अभी ना. एक 2-3 साल के पेपर्स होने के बाद हम क्या करेंगे ना कि पूरे लॉजिक्स को समराइज करेंगे एक ही साथ. एक आधे घंटे का सेशंस
हाँ
लेंगे
सर
ओनली
वो
फॉर द
अच्छा
लॉजिक्स.
रहेगा. करेक्ट. हाँ वो अच्छा एक रहेगा सर. राइट राइट राइट.
ओके.
ओके ओके सर, शुक्रिया.
ठीक है गाइस, चलो फिर अभी सेशन को एंड करते हैं और कल मिलते हैं फिर और रेस्ट ऑफ लाइक रिमेनिंग पेपर को. चलो, ऑल द बेस्ट, कीप वर्किंग हार्ड.
थैंक यू सर. गुड नाइट.
गुड नाइट.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.